In this video, I'm going to talk about the best supplements that are going to help with your focus. Now, you've probably tried all sorts of different supplements, or maybe you're new to supplements when it comes to your focus because you're dealing with having inattention, focus. You might have ADHD. You might have just want to optimize your brain. Well, these are things that I have found because I have ADHD and dyslexia, and it's something that I found over the years, but also that has helped my clients and patients that help them with their focus and attention. Now, there's three categories that I want to break down as far as supplements because it really needs to be broken down in this way to really optimize your brain, to have the best focus, the sharp mind to optimize, as well as to be productive throughout the day. Now, before I dive into this, you always need to be checking with your doctor first before you're really implementing this because, again, if you're taking some medications, they can interact, so you definitely need to check with your doctor first. The first category that I'm going to talk about as far as what supplements you can implement is the supplements that do help optimize your neurotransmitters. Now, why is it important to optimize your neurotransmitters? Well, it is what does help us focus, especially things like dopamine, norepinephrine, epinephrine, serotonin, EPA, all these different types of neurotransmitters help our mood in different ways, but it also helps optimize our focus and attention. And when we have imbalances in here, and this is why testing is important to test some of these, you'll see if you have deficiencies in the first place before implementing any kind of supplements. So one of my favorite ones that I have seen and have to use over and over again because I see people are deficient in things such as like dopamine, especially with people with ADHD, as well as serotonin. And then of course there are norepinephrine and epinephrine, which has a lot to do with regulating our stress, but also can impact our focus, is implementing something like L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid that is really helpful to optimize. It is used to optimize neurotransmitters such as dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, and epinephrine, and to help balance it out because even if you have high levels of dopamine and serotonin, this is also really important to use, such as L-theanine, because it helps really optimize it and stabilize it where you'll have efficient focus throughout the day, and also really calms down if you're more of that stressed anxiety type that really impacts your focus. The next one is D-L-phenylalanine. Now this one is really important because I see this all the time, especially with people with ADHD tend to have low PEA levels. So what this has to do a lot is that PEA is a precursor breakdown to tryptamine, which is also a precursor breakdown to L-dopa, then dopamine, which you know, dopamine tends to be really low with people with ADHD or people that just don't have good focus. And so supplementing an amino acid like this can really help benefit it. That's if you are deficient in it, but it can make all the difference in the world. The third one is SAMe. SAMe is really great to help really stabilize and optimize your neurotransmitters levels, especially dopamine, norepinephrine. And that is something that is really targeted with people who do have ADHD. They'll use a medication to really optimize dopamine and as well as norepinephrine. But it also can be helpful for serotonin. So if you are more depressed and you can't be motivated and focused, sometimes SAMes can be really important. But again, something you need to be checking with your doctor first if you're going to use different supplements along with your medications. That's something you always have to check. The second category as far as supplements that I think are really important is using supplements that are cofactors to neurotransmitters. So what's a cofactor? Usually a cofactor is what helps really break down supplements. So I mentioned about like L-dopa. L-dopa needs to be broken down to dopamine, then dopamine needs to be broken down to norepinephrine and epinephrine so that our body is constantly utilizing it, and we need cofactors to help build and break down and utilize those different neurotransmitters throughout our body, not just through our brain, but also throughout our entire body. So some of the cofactors that are really important for this process is magnesium. Magnesium is not only utilized just for neurotransmitters, but also throughout our body. But a lot of times people who do have focus issues can be deficient in magnesium. So something to think about is supplementing magnesium. Along with magnesium, vitamin C is also an important cofactor and also helping with the process with our different neurotransmitters to help us with focus. And sometimes if you're deficient in that, it's also important to put. And then two other areas that are really important is activated form of B vitamins. I'm not talking about just any B vitamins, but the activated form of B vitamins, something like methylcobalamin. Now, why this is important is because if you are having focus issues, there is a possibility that you can have the MTHFR mutation gene. What is this? Usually it means that you have a hard time breaking down different B vitamins, and so therefore you need more of the activated form of B vitamins, along with also MTHF, which is the activated form of folate. And folate is also really important for helping utilize the B vitamins. You want to always pair those two together, and this is B vitamins and and folate are a really important process for helping utilize all the different neurotransmitters throughout our body, but ultimately it can be the key culprit of you not having the focus that you're wanting, to having that optimal brain. So doing those two things are going to be really critical. The third and final category I'm going to talk about is adaptogenic herbs that help modulate with basically modulating cortisol, modulating, dopamine, epinephrine, and norepinephrine, because we do get really stressed and that can really impact our focus significantly. And these adaptogenic herbs can help with regulating our cortisol levels, which has a lot to do with our energy and also can impact our focus. But more importantly is also the neurotransmitters that we've already talked about before: dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. So here's the list that I usually like to recommend as far as helping use as adaptogenic herbs. So the first one I would say is rhodiola root extract. This is a really great herb to help as an adaptogenic type of herb, as well as ashwagandha, really good for the adrenals, helping with cortisol and norepinephrine and epinephrine. Maca root is also a really good driver to help with energy and also can help with focus. And then reishi mushroom as well as Siberian ginseng has been really significantly researched as far as helping with energy, but also helping with focus, as well as helping calm down the nervous system so that you can have that optimal mind. And one other herb that I really want to just kind of point out that I found that was helpful for me, especially when I was in college. If you've ever experienced when you're in college or just in a classroom and it's hard for you to pay attention or even just hear what the teacher said and you're writing notes frantically and you're like, wait, what did he say? And just keeping up. One of the herbs that I found that helped me significantly was ginkgo biloba. Now, ginkgo biloba is a great herb that helps increase blood flow to the brain. It can help with focus. And I still use this today, and it's something that I highly promote. It's something that I've always found really beneficial, is using ginkgo biloba. Now, I've talked a lot about how stress can impact your focus. And you might be wondering, okay, what are some additional, supplements can help with my stress and calm the nervous system so I can have better focus? Well, check out this video right here and join me here where I talk about those particular supplements.